All right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Last trading day of the week. NQ, we're looking at a slight gap higher this morning. So NQ is traded up and through prior day high. We have a retest, a couple of retests near prior day high, and the 25,150 level of interest during the overnight session that hold as support. This is a tricky spot. This is a very tricky spot because we have 3 consecutive days, maybe even 4 consecutive days of buying activity. But as far as I'm concerned, the structure is still bearish until this area right through here breaks right through there. The 350 zone, that red zone right on the chart right there. And that'll trigger a change of character on that near-term chart. Last time price was up in this area, remember, we had a 5% sell off on NASDAQ, which is massive. So the question is, do sellers step in to defend this zone again, or is the 3 days of buying momentum going to trigger a change of character? TBD. TBD. Hopefully we find out today. And it's not going to be Friday during the half session or next week. What I'm going to be looking for, obviously longs, trade longs, right? I'll be looking for a continuation move up into that 300 zone, 300, 350 zone, but how we're actually able to position for that move, depending on if it actually materializes, will either be versus the 150 slash prior day high level. So if we have a setup in that area, I'll definitely consider the long there near in prior day high or overnight low. Typical overnight low spring setup, I would definitely look at, or if we see a deeper retracement into 25K, I'd look at that as well. The other option here would be like market structure above overnight high. Not my favorite. More than likely would pass on that depending on how it actually looks. If I can find a tight entry that makes sense to me, I may give it a shot. But of the 4 ideas I just listed there, that one would definitely be my least favorite. So that's the game plan. Looking for just basic kind of day and calling it an early morning, expecting low volume today, considering the market is closed tomorrow and then a half day on Friday. I do not recommend trading on Friday. I will not be trading or active on Friday. We'll be back to it, normal schedule on Monday. About 30 seconds till the open. Let's see what we're working with here. NASDAQ, there's an overnight high. By the way, ES is already up through that last week's high. So ES potentially leading. So far, just a little look above overnight high. We'll see if it shows any continuation. If not, we'll wait for the prior day high. Wait for that PDH. A little bit of a push. Let's take a look at the gap. Yeah, it's definitely a gap higher. On the 5-minute RTH chart, you can see all the resistance right in this area, right in the 300 area from last week, last couple of weeks even. RTY strong right off the open. Back into overnight high. Volume so far is decent. RTY into prior day high. ES new high of day. So NQ, let's see how this unfolds here near overnight high. NASDAQ little push there from overnight high, no position. Saw APT was getting busy this morning. It's always lovely. So notice NASDAQ volume really falling off already. There we go. Let's see if that 25 150 can trade prior day high area. Be a little bit better. NASDAQ new low of day. And Q into the extended hours. Volume point of control. You have VWAP right in that area. Not a spot I'm personally setting risk against for today, per my plan. So there's a retest of the overnight high. Is this going to be a lower high intraday? RTY nonstop. My goodness. Looks like this opening 15-minute bar may close as just straight doji. Little lower high at the overnight high confirmed. NQ back into the lows. So a little consolidation choppiness here. Here's that opening 15-minute bar about to close in 30 seconds. There's a reclaim overnight high. Look at that volume. It's like 40% of the average. Staying patient right now. Nasdaq getting back into session highs. Volume pretty much non-existent. ES just continues to push. ES definitely the better setup for this morning. Clearing those weekly highs at 6,800 on ES. And then you look intraday and you have a little retest at the overnight high. So it's already above the big resistance point. You just need an entry. And the entry's there at the overnight highs. Nice. No position there for me, but that's nice. Until 10 a.m. NQ just made a new high of day. Volume still pretty bad here on NASDAQ. Yeah, right back into the intraday structure. NASDAQ back in overnight high. 7 minutes till 10. No 10 a.m. data that I saw. Tough to really want a position here at overnight high on NASDAQ. Gonna pass on it. Really, I just want I want to see the washout down into prior day high. We may not get it though. ES is back in overnight high as well. What is the indicator? The full chart setup that I'm using is in the resources tab of the Traders Think Tank. Yeah, there's a failure at overnight high. NASDAQ. RTY retesting prior day high for the Russell traders. And we're coming into 10 a.m. See if we get some more volume post 10 a.m. Although pretty unlikely. Thanksgiving week, day before Thanksgiving. NQ's back into session lows. Extended hours volume point of control right there. Is that the range for today? 190 by 280. Project X not responding to orders. That's not good, Rich. That is not good at all. Just now or all morning? For a day before holiday might be stuck here. Yeah, agreed. NASDAQ fresh lows. New low of day. Now it's getting more interesting. Looking at prior day high into 10 a.m. I want to see if prior day high is going to hold at all. PDH 135 with the 150 level of interest right through there. Starts to open up quite a bit more. Did we have data just now? Yeah, it sounds like there's issues at Project X. That's what I'm hearing. So there's prior day high. We'll see if we get a setup. If not, you're looking most likely at overnight low. And again, potentially, I mean, is this a higher time frame rejection of this key resistance zone? That's what I was talking about before the bell, why the positioning for longs up in this area is going to be so tough. Gap fills down at 25,075-ish, which I'm pretty sure the overnight low is right through there as well. Let's double check that. Yeah, overnight low is down there near prior day close. It's a decent little lift. I've got no entry. Darn, I wanted something a little bit. I may have been being too picky right there. At the 150. NASDAQ back into volume point of control and VWAP. So bounce right from prior day high in the 150 level of interest. RTY, very nice bounce from prior day high in VWAP. Yeah, that's rough with Top Step. They got to get it together. What the heck? So there's another lower high right there. Previous intraday support. So you got the intraday structure right in this area with VWAP and the extended hours volume point of control. Let's see if a new low is going to be made. Then the overnight low can trade. So that would have, had I found an entry down there near prior day high, that just would have been a scalp. Price right back into the entry area. Volume basically 50% of average. I'll probably give it another 20 minutes maximum. ES defending the 6,800. Yeah, buyers on ES, basically the lows need to hold for ES because look at that hourly shooting star right there. You don't want that candle to show any follow through if you're a buyer. TSX live host. Oh, I bet that chat is going crazy rich. Jeez. Rough. Well, volume continues to be subpar. Like I said, I'll give it till about 10:30 before we call it a day. Call it a week, actually. I had this area in my plan. Wanted to see a little bit more clarity there. So no position. ES and RTY probably play of the morning so far. ES, the market structure based entry at overnight high after clearing 6,800 during the overnight session, and then RTY strong off the open, and you get a nice retest at prior day high and VWAP with good velocity. It's a nice setup. See how that profile's looking. Yeah. Okay. Next 15-minute bar pretty much closes as a doji. This honestly might be it today. Pre-holiday choppy range bound action. So I'll be interested now to see how the lows are going to be treated again if price gets down there. 135 with the prior day high. How's everyone's morning so far? Staying alive in the chop? Break even? All right, not bad, not bad. Seller sitting there at the extended hours volume point of control again. Look at RTY versus VWAP and prior day high. It's pretty nice. Rich Greenbow, we'll see how TSX resolves. Are you still locked out? Sounds like it. Need to get some Tradeovate backup accounts. Just as an insurance policy. Typically, though, TopStep has a good track record of correcting any issues that are their fault. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, honestly. ES still holding that 6,800. NQ definitely in a more challenging spot here. It has not broken last week's high like ES has. The Black Friday sales are not super discounts at TopStep. I've not even seen them post anything. So far, I've not seen a super compelling prop firm Black Friday discount. It's like they're just rerunning the same thing they always run at most of the prop firms. Although I did see Funding Ticks has 50% off, which is pretty solid. It's a solid firm. That's what I have my MNQ APT set up with. Getting ready to take a payout on that one. Make a video on that. Yeah, Take Profit Traders running their standard discount, which is not, I mean, if you run it, if you run the thing constantly, it's not really a discount. That's just the normal price, if you ask me. But TPT's offer is still really good. No activation fee, 30% off. And I'm pretty sure they refund the activation fee at your first payout, or they refund the account fee at your first payout. So it's basically a free account if you can take it to payout, which is nice. We'll see though. I mean, it's still not even Black Friday yet, so you may get some flash sales for the weekend, which is what I'm looking out for. Load up the quiver, get the prop train stacked up. Yeah, Rich, I saw everyone freaking out about that rule change. I don't think that's a big deal personally. Like if you're actually making money trading, it's not a big deal. Like all they're saying, so basically, if you let's say you take a 5K payout, then your next payout, your balance has to be above 5K. Like for me, that's not that big of an ask. I mean, if you're actually making money trading, it should be above 5K anyway. Yeah, if you're consistent, exactly. So now's getting into the lows here. Let's see. I don't love the way that hourly is looking. See how these lows are going to be treated. Maybe we get a sweep of the low or something like that. The sweeper. Volume still below average. I'm going to have a hard cutoff here in about 5 minutes. Albert's waiting on the sacrifice, stream sacrifice. And there's the bounce right from 150 again. Barcode, yeah, this is pretty typical pre-holiday trading. Close tomorrow. Friday's a half day. I would not recommend trading until Monday. After you shut it down today, just mentally be prepared. Done till Monday. Don't be logging into the Asia session or doing anything silly like that. I'm thinking you're going to get a quick scalp to log a trading day. Just let it go. Let it go. And then Friday, the PTG Black Friday sale will be live. So we'll be marking down APT. If you've been waiting to grab the automation, it'll be 50% off. And then we've got some deals on Traders Think Tank access as well for the annual package. And it's also the last weekend that my own one-on-one coaching and mentorship is going to be available. December 2nd, it will close for new clients permanently. Then my focus will shift more towards automation 2026. It's a year we automate more strategies. Bump the creatine to 10 grams. I can handle the outage stress. Nice. Heck yeah. Magnesium helps with that too. A little magnesium before bed. L-theanine is also pretty solid for being paired with caffeine and stress mitigation. L-theanine is one of the active ingredients in matcha. So if you want to get it naturally, just have some matcha. All right, I'm going to call it right there. We got one little tiny scalp off that overnight high, just looking for a little bit of an opening drive move. That's it today. I'm not going to press my luck in the choppiness. I did like the action versus, well, let me rephrase that. I like the location near 150, prior day high 135, but I did not really love the setup that I was seeing down there from an actual setup and entry perspective. So I waited and then it bounced and it was gone. That's part of the game though, as a trader. It was in my notes. I did not want to be too aggressive this morning. Day before a holiday, and then also prices up into major resistance. It's tough to be hammering the longs in a scenario like that. So we should take our scalp, move on with our day, move on with our week. That was a wrap for my week. We'll be live again on Monday. Stay tuned for the Black Friday sale. If you've been interested in joining us in the community or jumping on APT, anything like that, I'd recommend doing it this weekend. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. Grateful for all of you that tune into the streams daily. Hope you guys enjoy some time with your family and have a solid weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Take care.